We have some friends in the back who are willing to come help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Whenever you guys are ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, we are ready to call this meeting to order. First item on our agenda is introduction, so we will start down this way.
Julie Powell.
Bill Scaletta. Griffin Ott.
Greg Eating.
Rachel Wade.
Jason Beckrow.
Kevin Bushu.
Scott Allen.
Lori Von Koenig.
Thank you. All right, next up is approval of the meeting agenda. I do have one change under item number 3, the approval of consent action items. I assume that's supposed to be my name as the presenter instead of Jason's name. Okay, just make that change, please. I mean, you can do it if you want, Jason. I know that's the most exciting part of the agenda, quite often. Any other changes to the agenda? All right, if not, can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving on. Now we've got approval of the consent action items. Any questions, comments, board members? If not, I will take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Support.
And this will be a roll call vote. So, Mr. Scaletta?
Aye.
Mr. Ott?
Aye.
Dr. Beckrow?
Aye.
Mr. Bushu?
Aye.
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Von Koenig?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right, moving to what might be the best part of our agenda tonight, good news about our schools. Mr. Eating, what do we have for us tonight?
We have Stewart Elementary here, talking a little bit about their Synergy group and the Student Synergy team. Welcome, Ms. Lantis, and your amazing group of students you brought with you tonight.
They were in the back practicing really hard
Okay.
earlier, so we're excited to see what you have for us.
You can take that right off if that's easier, I don't know.
Yeah, that might be easiest. Oh gosh, this is a lot of pressure. I hope I don't break it.
There you go.
Hi. Good evening, everyone, and good evening, everyone behind us, too. I always feel like it's so strange not to acknowledge you. But this is our Stewart Elementary staff and our Stewart Elementary students who are here tonight to talk to you a little bit about our Stewart Synergy team. So you might remember a couple months ago, we talked to you about our pop store. This is a part of the Stewart Synergy teams. But tonight we thought that we would come in person to kind of just show you who we are and what we're all about. So, excuse me, Baban. All right, we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves, and we'll probably do this without the microphone. So I'm Samantha Lantis, and I'm talking into the microphone. I'm the building principal.
I'm Karen Kiesler, second grade. I'm Dana Galloway, school counselor.
Jillian Crockett, I teach kindergarten.
I'm Meredith Lane, I teach 5th grade.
I'm Ashley Norris, I'm the restorative practice para.
Hi, I'm Tessa Lee, 4th grade. I'm Connie Guckel, para.
I'm Sakti Patel.
Grayson is not going to be here tonight.
Yes.
I'm Ethan Angley. I'm Vivon Devlikar. I'm Sahith Kona.
And hi, I'm Morgan Hughes.
All right, so this evening we put together a little bit of an agenda for you. So this is our introduction, and we're going to go through and talk about these areas. And I have the privilege to let you know that you may be able to participate in a mini pop store at the end of our presentation. So over there on the counter, you will see some highly desirable prizes. So if I was you, I would be showing your best Stewart family pride during our presentation tonight.
So just to remind some of us of what Stewart Family Pride is it's PRIDE. That stands for more than just pride. It stands for perseverance, respect, integrity, dedication, and empathy. And a little bit more about that is that they have definitions for those character traits or expectations. And we had students help us come up with those about 4 years ago. So we've really stuck with them, and it really is cool to see the kids being able to like say these words and being able to demonstrate what we mean in each area, because these are very vague, but as you can see, they've actually outlined what this is going to look like for us during this meeting too.
I just, from the classroom teacher perspective, it's great because I can say, what does perseverance look like in the gym? And they've got their answer based on the perseverance. We ignore our quit button when something is hard. Or what does it look like in the cafeteria, which is what we practiced today after our morning announcements. So the kids are getting it and they're using the same terminology over and over from kindergarten on through 5th grade. So it's been a really great way to build that throughout the building.
Okay, now.
So once we had those definitions, then we used them to make our school-wide expectations matrix. So we took each area of the school and broke down what it looks like to show pride in each area. So like, how do you show perseverance in the cafeteria? How do you show respect in the cafeteria? And we had input from all of our staff to kind of build those expectations in each area. And it's always a focus on the behaviors we want to see, the positives, not like no running. We always frame it as like use walking feet. And we built a lot of common language into those. So saying things like use walking feet, that's what every adult in the building will say. So if I see a student in the hallway, even if I don't know them, I can say use walking feet and they all know what that means. And so we introduced this matrix at the beginning of the year with a little like boot camp. And we go to each area of the school and actually like practice and show them what it looks like there. And then we reinforce throughout the year.
So our classes go every other Friday, and students use their pop tickets. Do you guys want to hold them up? And they are equivalent to money at Stewart. Yeah, so kids may choose to spend frivolously on like a blow pop or something, or save up for larger items. So it's almost the end of the year, so we're going to start getting larger items. And then from a student perspective, Morgan, what effect has it had on the behaviors we want to see as a school?
The pop store and the pop tickets, they all kind of just give it more of a motivation for the students to like there's a reward if you do have these qualities and you participate in using pride.
Thanks. So we're going to be passing out tickets as we see our pride. So board members, again, you'll have an opportunity to shop. I think I saw Kevin Bouchou eyeing the full-size Kit Kat back there. We might have a fight over that. So be paying attention to that. And then we have plenty, so I'm sure we'll have enough for everyone.
Okay, so before you guys are able to shop at the pop store, you have to earn pop tickets. And so our students here are going to pass out pop tickets based on some behaviors that they created. So Ethan is going to be looking for someone showing perseverance by staying engaged in the presentation. Sahith is going to be looking for someone showing respect when someone else is talking. Sakti is going to be looking for someone showing integrity by making eye contact. Morgan is going to be looking for someone showing dedication by paying attention. Grayson, who's not here, so Morgan is taking over. Ethan is taking over. He is going to be looking for someone showing respect by showing empathy to speakers and audience members. Vivon is going to be looking for someone showing respect by treating others with kindness and care. And Morgan, is going to be looking for someone showing dedication to show that it matters.
As you probably just heard, my name is Morgan Hughes. I am part of the Student Synergy team at Stewart. The Synergy team has made me part of a team. I love the fact that I can be a leader in our school and help change our school for the better. The Student Synergy team our role in Stewart is to make pride more visible for students. We show our school and our community that doing the right thing matters. Today, I will be giving out pop tickets for people showing dedication by paying attention. Next up, Sakti Patel.
Hi, my name is Sakti Patel. Student Synergy has helped me be a better person for our school. Announcements. We have created a system for video announcements to limit intercom interruptions within the school day. The Student Synergy team wrote the script and films video announcements weekly. Stay tuned for examples at the end of one of our videos next. I'll be looking for showing integrity by making eye contact.
So here is an example of our video announcements.
This is Addie and Sophie reporting. Today is Thursday, February 16th, 2023, as well as National Do a Grouch a Favor Day. Happy birthday to, drumroll please, Sharanya Mangadalis. Today's menu lunch choice is orange chicken. Our star student today is Hudson Smith for showing dedication in the cafeteria. See your teacher for a pop ticket. Today's question of the day is, you can tell this animal apart by their ears.
This week's Pride focus is the bathroom. What is something you can do that shows dedication in the bathroom?
Hi, my name is Sahith Kona. What Student Synergy is done for me is it's helped me notice other people doing good things. The Student Synergy team helped me organize the Student Synergy team helped organize the Caring Cupboard Give Back Week, where we collected non-perishable food items. We also helped organizing the Coordinate Spirit Week to encourage donations. I'll be looking for showing respect when someone else is talking. Our Caring Cupboard food drive was featured on the local newspaper, the Herald Palladium. Here's what they had to say. The Caring Cupboard at the Woodland Shores Baptist Church in Bridgman has seen an increase in food donations as of late. This was in part because of 3 recent food drives organized by Stewart and Roosevelt Elementary Schools.
Hi, my name is Vivon Devlikar. Student Synergy has taught me pride. We created a system of shout-out slips aimed towards students recognizing other students. This helps encourage us students to empower each other to show pride each and every day. We also feature some of our shout-out announcements on video announcements. I will be looking for people showing respect by treating others with kindness and care.
Hi, my name's Ethan. What has Student Synergy done for me? Well, Student Synergy helps me help others, and then that will make other people want to help even more people. Thanksgiving Feast Give Back. We helped organize and run the Thanksgiving Feast Give Back event, where we collected non-perishable food items meant to provide holiday food to families in need. We also helped create the Coordinating Spirit Week. I will be looking for people who are showing perseverance by staying engaged in the presentation. And I will also be substituting Grayson because he couldn't make it. Student Synergy has done for him, it helped him get a deeper personality. For the Halloween costume drive, the Student Synergy team helped organize and run a Halloween costume drive for less fortunate students who might be in need of costume to celebrate the holiday and trick or treat. What I will be looking for is showing empathy to speakers and audience members.
Hi, it's Morgan Hughes again. So we have also organized a winter coat drive. We helped organize and run the coat drive for students who are in need of winter gear outside of school. This also helped create a stockpile of winter coats, snow pants, hats, and mittens at the Stewart School for students who need these things at school. I will also be passing out another pop ticket for someone showing dedication to show that this presentation matters.
Okay, now it's the staff members' turn. So what has Synergy done for me? It's a constant reminder of the behaviors that we want to see. So not only from our students, but from our staff members as well. It's a profound focus on the behaviors we want to see. Also, it's really cool to see the students and to see our staff members take on such great leadership opportunities. The Synergy teams are truly leading the initiatives that you see. This is not led by the building principal, it's led by what they see as a priority, which is really cool.
I am a part of both adult and student synergy, so it has made me feel a lot more connected to our school. It gives me an opportunity to celebrate and empower students by helping them be leaders in our school. We've enacted a lot of changes within our school. We can educate and encourage staff to use that common language and, celebrate kids. And I feel like I have become a leader within Stewart because of synergy.
Like Meredith just said, I'm also a part of the student synergy and the adult synergy part. And what synergy has done for me is it's helped me be able to interact and feel closer to the students and staff with what we want to see based on behavior, how to help bring pride more visible within the school, and to help the kids be able to incorporate pride more into their lives.
For me, just like what a lot of people said, is the connection that we get to make every single day between staff and students, and really thinking about the whole child and really instilling those values that we hope that all students leave Stewart with, and even some adults, reminding them that we have a lot of impact on them every single day, and making sure that we're all adhering to the same expectations.
The Synergy team has made me feel like a valued member of our school. We were able to take current data and that we pulled from our staff and students and make decisions on what we thought would best help our school community. I'm a really positive person, so it's given me a chance to highlight my passion and bring excitement to the building by finding the good in every day, even when it's hard.
I think that synergy has helped me remember to be focusing on the positive behaviors we want to see. Sometimes we get caught up in things we don't want to happen, so it really helps to focus on the positive and to reinforce those with students and encourage those behaviors that we want to see.
So the synergy team has also helped me to focus on the positive and reminding students of the behaviors we want to see in the classroom, and also getting to take the time to reward the students for their positive behaviors, because sometimes those are the students that don't always get as much recognition because you're spending a lot of time on behaviors. But it's the opposite now. I'm spending more time rewarding and less time having to spend correcting behaviors.
What the Synergy team has done for me, it's helped me to use the common language more and focus more on positive behaviors instead of negative behaviors.
Sorry, I'm down here. It's going to take me a second to get up. But we appreciate you and thank you for listening to us all talk to you today about our student and our staff synergy teams. And I believe that are the items over there just one ticket apiece? Okay, so they are just one ticket apiece. So we're going to wait until the end of the meeting. So Jason, if you could hold off. I know, it's really hard. There's a lot of items over there. And audience members, as a token to listening to this great presentation, you may also peruse the pop store after the board members have had the opportunity to look. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, before you guys go back and sit down, I have a question for the students. It's a two-part question. The first part of the question is, of your elements of pride, perseverance, respect, and so on, which behaviors are the easiest for you to display, and which are sometimes the hardest for you to display? Yeah.
I'd say for me, the easiest is respect, because I mean, I don't normally see people going around like messing up the school, and then the hardest for me is probably perseverance, because it's like I always get into really tough situations where I just can't do anything. My brain's dead. It's like a Monday, and then a test. It's not that I can't do anything, but I just have to so it's hard to power through. Not,
I'll just say I know exactly how you feel. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's the easiest kind of showing empathy, because I feel like I don't really want to like people next to me, and then like perseverance is kind of hard, because if you're doing something like the pacer test, you get tired really easily if you're not pacing yourself. It's called the pacer test. That's why. You just have to keep going until your legs
Yeah.
I think the easiest one for me is probably integrity, because when a teacher walks out of the room, I'm not going to be throwing a book across the room. And I think the hardest one for me is perseverance, because sometimes it's hard to pull through even when something's really hard, and like you just got to keep going.
I would also say integrity, because you shouldn't change your behavior based on who is there and who isn't. But probably I agree that perseverance is kind of hard, because it's the only one, like, you don't push your quit button. Sometimes it's harder to tell yourself, like, okay, maybe it's time.
Yeah. Those are, yeah.
I gotta agree with Hith and Morgan on that one because integrity, like, once again, kind of like he said, it's not like when the teacher is out of the room. It's not like it's a war between the sides of the room. You aren't going in an all-out collision. And then also perseverance is definitely the hardest, because if you get mad at something, you might like want to throw whatever you're holding.
And I also agree with the integrity thing. Believe it or not, I got a shout out for showing integrity when there was gas stations.
All right.
Any other questions from any other board members?
Oh, go ahead.
To the students, I have a follow-up to Mrs. Wade's question. Do you think, since all of you recognize that perseverance is the hardest to do alone, that maybe if you know that it's a challenge for everyone, is it maybe someday one of you has the energy and can help the others? Do you find you help each other with that now?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Wonderful, thank you.
I just wanted to add how impressive it is to me that at this age, no nerves, no like they do this every day, you know. So future leaders amongst the school there, when we all retire, you guys can come on up here. You're already ready. Great job.
And I heard one of you. Well, thank you.
Oh.
I heard one of you mention that you held a costume drive that you collect. That is the best idea that I think I've heard in a really long time. I've never heard of such a thing, but that was so cool. So whoever's idea that was awesome.
Great work, everybody.
Nice work.
Thank you, guys. All right. Next up on the agenda, informational report from the superintendent.
Thank you. Well, I'm excited to say that our new website is up and running. We will continue to make improvements to the website as we receive input from the community and staff, with the goal of always trying to improve our customer service. I've had a lot of positive feedback thus far regarding the app that is also part of this new system. And then I wanted to go into just say that the last few days I know have been difficult for everyone. I'm sure everybody actually, even in this room. It's unusual situations where allegations involving employees arise. District policies and procedures guide our response. And as a district, we take all allegations seriously, even when they do not appear to involve the district. We will continue to cooperate fully with law enforcement as they investigate the situation. And because of ongoing police investigation, we can actually provide no further comment on that situation. And then finally, on a much brighter note, the musical Legally Blonde was held this past weekend in the high school auditorium. It was actually held 4 times. The first was on Thursday when the local Rotary Club hosted the seniors in kind of a pre-show kind of a thing. So it was really cool. We have really such incredible talent in this district, and it's a lot of fun to put that talent on display. So those are my comments for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up on the agenda is a report from Dr. Powell.
Yes. The Section 98B goal progress report. I have done this for the last couple of years. The Michigan Department of Ed requires that at the February board meeting, the district provide a progress report on goals and benchmark assessment scores, which must also be posted on the district website. This report, next in your packet, shows progress on benchmark assessments using achievement or growth for K-8. It's just a K-8 requirement in reading and math, and then a different high school set of goals. in the aggregate and for all grade levels, subgroups, and instructional modes. Lakeshore uses the NWA test. So if you flip that page, this is kind of the template they give, so I fill it out accordingly by listing the goals that we created here at Lakeshore for our middle of the year reading goal and our end of the year reading goal, as well as our middle of the year math goal and our end of the year math goal. And basically we say that we're going to improve. We say every time we take tests, we're going to do better than we did the last time. And that we have a goal that we have at least 85% or more students reach a proficient score by the end of the year. So this is February. This is kind of mid-year, a little bit past mid-year. So when you see table B down there, and I list, according to the NWA test, what did all students get in reading and math? So for instance, 73%, 81%. And then it must be broken down by subgroups. So you can see what the economically disadvantaged students did, what special ed students did, what English learners did, and their scores accordingly. It has to be broken down by gender and then by ethnicity. And we use Asian, Black, Hispanic, and white as our primary ethnicities. Then the table C is broken down by grade level. So it just takes that score from the first table B and kind of breaks it down even more so you can see all of those scores. And then the last page, which is related to high school, we have a goal that 90% of all students in 9th through 12th grade will be on track for graduation, as determined by the percent passing courses and receiving credit. And that's our end of the year goal as well. High school is different semester by semester, so I put our achievement in the box there. So for instance, by the end of the semester, 13% of freshman students have failed courses. That's where we stand at the end of the semester, which means 87% have passed all 100% of their coursework. We consider a student who fails 4 or more classes is considered off track for grade promotion. So as we go down the line of sophomores, juniors, and seniors, they will have opportunities, obviously, to improve that and end their senior year with hopefully 95% and above graduation. So we are on track for all of that. We have things in place for all students that are falling behind in every grade. And so I'll be back in June with our final report.
And did I hear you say that the goal then by June is that for the K-8 numbers that all of those are 85%
or above? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Questions, board members?
Julie, how do those numbers compare to last year? I can't remember how it looked.
They're actually
last
very
year.
similar to last year, actually. We have, and that's a good thing because we did well last year as well. So they did not drastically drop. We, just like anybody, kind of, you hear talk in the public about learning loss and COVID, backfill and stuff. And we do have a little bit of that, but we have kids that are in need of extra help every year. We still do. We have kids doing really well every year, and we still do. So I would say nothing alarmed me on this report.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Dr. Powell. Moving into Board of Education reports. First up is Facilities and Finance. So Mr. Bouchou.
On Tuesday, February 7th, the Facilities and Finance Committee met, consisting of Rachel Wade, Griffin Ott, Greg Eating, Tracy Althouse, and myself. Items discussed, but not limited to the following. Tracy presented monthly financials, which included investments, sinking fund expenditures, budget to actual, and monthly expenditures. Any variances were discussed. The committee discussed how the district should proceed in moving forward with the middle school land purchase, including a traffic study and potential impact on Pioneer Road subdivision, as well as Washington Avenue. An update was given on the field house updates, as we are waiting on one more component to completely finish that project. Afterwards, the district plans on a community open house to honor the amazing contribution of Bob and Betty Cohn. And Tracy gave bid updates after the committee had discussed them, as we are waiting on architect recommendations, and we will be bringing the high school gymnasium chilled water coil and auxiliary gym fans for full board approval tonight. We were still waiting on final clarification on the bids at the time of the committee meeting.
Thank you. Administrative Affairs, Mr. Ott.
The Administrative Affairs Committee met on January 31st at 7:15 a.m. Present at the meeting were Kevin Bushu, Rachel Wade, Greg Eating, and myself. The committee discussed the posting of the community relations and marketing position. We previewed the new website and reviewed the bond communication plan.
And one point of clarification, I was not at that meeting. I don't serve on administrative affairs. So,
How about that?
were you at that meeting, Lori?
Yes, I was at that meeting.
That's my fault.
Good catch.
All right, thank you. Policy Committee, Mrs. VK.
And I was at this meeting as well. The Policy Committee did not meet this month, but Superintendent Eating did meet with me to discuss the process of updating and approving new policies and the online system we use for housing our district policies.
Thank you. Okay, next up, recommendations from the superintendent, 2023 refunding of the bonds. Explain to us what this means.
Well, I'm going to read through this, but then we can also do a little Q&A through it too. So, we have enclosed a copy of the resolution received from Troon Law Firm to seek the necessary approvals from the Department of Treasury and to authorize the prospective underwriter, PFM Financial Advisors, to determine an appropriate date to refund, or for a better term, refinance the outstanding bond for the 2013 at a lower interest rate. To qualify for this optional redemption at a tax-exempt interest rate, the waiting period is 10 years after the bond was issued. That timeline begins on May 1st of this year. The resolution stipulates that the district will only proceed with the refunding if there is a net present value savings of not less than 2.5%. This will ensure a present value savings estimated at almost $2 million based on calculations provided by PFM Financial Advisors, the district's financial consultant. So basically what this is doing is taking the remaining debt on the 2013 bond and refinancing that debt at a lower interest rate. That's what it's doing. We can't do that for a period of 10 years from when we purchase the bonds or from when we sell the bonds. So this May 1st is the first time we actually can do that. And since the interest rate was higher then than it would be now to refinance by at least 2.5%, then we would move forward. Now, we have some time between now and May 1st of when that percentage rate could fluctuate. So if whatever the interest rate is on May 1st, if it is not 2.5% better than it is right now, we would not move forward with it. That's what the resolution would say.
But if it does hit that at a later date, then you could default back there?
I believe we'd have to come back to the board and reassess it at that point in time.
So the resolution, in essence, gives us the ability to move forward with this, given those parameters.
Absolutely.
As of May 1st, when the 10
Correct.
years is up, correct?
Now, I think it's tricky now, right? I mean, we're having a lot of discussion around the community about the next bond. And like I don't want to make sure that people aren't going to confuse this situation with that. So what this is doing is it's potentially saving our taxpayers up to $2 million potentially of repaying that 2013 bond back, which potentially could lower their tax rate on that. So in essence, it's really saying to ourselves as a district, trying to be the most financially wise as possible with the community's funds along the way.
Other questions, board members?
And Tracy's, I know, sitting in the back, but did I miss anything, Tracy?
No, you mentioned that the reason that we're doing it now is because it's tax exempt. We could have refinanced in the past, but they would have been taxable, which means we wouldn't have seen as much.
There you go. That's one piece I missed. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just a quick comment. Just kudos to you, Tracy, for working on this. I know this is not has been in a long-term thing you've been watching, and I appreciate you bringing this to our attention and really saving the taxpayers hopefully some major money.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Excellent.
All right. Is someone willing to make a motion?
So moved. Support.
And this will be a roll call vote, so we'll start over here. Mr. Scaletta?
Aye.
Mr. Ott?
Aye.
Dr. Beckrow?
Aye.
Mr. Bushu?
Aye.
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Von Koenig?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right. Next up on the agenda is the approval of some overnight trips.
Yeah, so we have the DECA State and International Career Development Conference. The high school DECA advisor, Tanya Jenke, is requesting permission for approximately 24 students to attend the DECA State Career Development Conference in Detroit from March 9 through 11 this year. For those who qualify to move on, Ms. Jenke is also requesting permission for those students to attend the DECA International Career Development Conference from April 21 through 26 in Orlando.
Excellent. Any questions, board members? Is someone willing to make a motion?
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, bring us the next one.
Excellent. Senior Math Science Center trip. I've received a request from the high school math science teacher, John Woodard, for 16 of the Math Science Center seniors to travel to Okie, Tennessee. OC? I'm sorry. It's OCOEE. I'm sorry. It's just not my. What's that?
Ocoee.
Ocoee. Thank you. Thank you. I apologize to all those.
To all the
who are-
residents of Ocoee, Tennessee.
Well, and to those who are offended by that. So that trip is April 21 through 24 of this year. This is the final capstone experience for our seniors who will be assigned a research project prior to the trip along with a post-trip reflection on their experience.
Excellent. Any questions?
They go into caves down there. So they spelunker.
That's awesome.
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we got one more.
The high school robotics competition. The Lakeshore robotics team is competing in its 12th season of the first robotics competition. This year's game is called Charged Up. The students are currently building a robot and building relationships with our community partners as we get ready for the competition. Robotics advisor Brad Smith is requesting permission for 25 students to participate in the district robotics competition from March 2nd through 4th at Calvin University in Grand Rapids. The state championship at Saginaw Valley State University on April 5 through 8, and the World Championship in Houston, Texas on April 25 through 29.
So what I see from these is that March and particularly April are going to be busy months
Yes,
within our high school in particular.
yes.
Any questions? I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Excellent.
I'm actually really excited that we have these things happening for kids. I mean,
Yeah.
it's awesome. So,
These might make some great good news about our school
absolutely.
presentations in coming
Mhm.
months.
It's always fun to see the robotics kids.
Yeah,
come in with
definitely,
robotics.
definitely. Okay, next up, keeping with Mr. Eating, bid approvals.
The following are two bid approvals, two bid requests needing board approval. The chilled water coil replacement fans. I have a recommendation from our operations director, Nick White, that we accept the only bid in the amount of $197,307 from Andy J. Egan Company of Benton Harbor to add a chilled water coil for the air handling unit at the high school main gym and the fans for the auxiliary gym. This will help cool the main gym and remove humidity, and the cost will be covered through the sinking fund.
Any questions, board members?
So moved.
Support.
And this is a roll call vote, and I'm going to start on this side this time. Mrs. Von Koenig.
Aye.
Mr. Allen.
Aye.
Mr. Bushu.
Aye.
Dr. Beckrow.
Aye.
Mr. Ott.
Aye.
Mr. Scaletta.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
I would just follow up with that. Thank you to Nick on all the research done, because this has been an ongoing issue for many, many, many years.
Yes.
And he looked at every potential option and came up with a much more cost-effective option than we were originally looking at.
Wonderful.
Yep. Never forget the times when it was 40 degrees outside and 80 degrees in the gym. So this
Yeah.
would be great.
And let it be noted that you made the motion before I even called for it. That's
That's
how
right.
excited you are. All right, one more.
You bet. The high school and middle school partial roof replacement. King Scott Associates received 5 bids for the high school and middle school partial roof replacement project ranging from $272,052 to $529,600. The 2 lowest bids did not include complete specifications of the project as requested. Therefore, King Scott recommends accepting the lower bid of the remaining 3 bids from Great Lakes Systems of Jenison in the amount of $431,107. Sinking funds will also be used for this project.
And I know the Finance Committee appreciates the work that was done into trying to understand why there was such a big discrepancy in the bids to really make sure that we were making the best recommendation possible.
Yeah, and before we do a vote on this or move forward on it, the only thing I want to say is I know one of the items in our bond project that we're going to the community for includes roofs in it. And just realize that through sinking funds, we tag money every single year for regular replacement of roofs. So this is money that has been set aside for that project all along. So we're just moving forward as we normally would. And we would be actually in a really hard place if for some reason the bond did not pass in that situation. So,
any questions, board members?
Just so the public, the two lowest bids from what I gathered from King Scott was that they did not include flashing and some other things that they had not taken into account, which was why their bids were so low, and they had removed themselves from the process just due to the fact that they didn't understand everything that was required, correct?
yeah, I did not include some of the specs that we asked for in the bid.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions? I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Support.
And another roll call vote, and I'll start this way again. Mrs. Von Koenig?
Aye.
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bushu?
Aye.
Dr. Beckrow?
Aye.
Mr. Ott?
Aye.
Mr. Scaletta?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right, next up on the agenda is public comment, and we have 3 folks signed up for public comment. And although I don't know that they're all here, the first is Keeper Van Horn Williams. Second is Nate Williams. Then last is Desiree Coleman. Yep. You can make your way up to the microphone. And just to remind everyone that we do have a 5-minute limit during public comment time. So when you are approaching the 5 minutes, we will let you know that your time is coming close.
Okay. Hello, I'm Desiree Coleman. I would like to speak for Mrs. Schrader. I hear there is a racial thing going on, and I would like to put in my input and what I've been through with Mrs. Schrader, hoping that this will help you guys see how I and other students see Mrs. Schrader as well. I have been attending Lakeshore since 5th grade, and I never really had a great support system through this teachers. Due with being diabetic, I missed a lot of school, and not only was that hard for me, that was hard for teachers. Up until my senior year, I was introduced to lovely Mrs. Schrader, and she was my rock. I would not have graduated if it was not for her. She put in hours within school and after school to get me to the academic. She got me to the academic length that I needed to get to graduate. Not only was she there for me academically, she was there for me personally, medically, with my diabetes. Anytime I had troubles at home or with other students in this building that I didn't feel I could reach out to higher above, she helped me get that motivation to go to the administrative to report things that have been said. Not only that, I feel that she is like a mother figure to not only me, but to everybody I seen in the classrooms. I was with her more than 3 times a day. And yes, she was a little hard to get us to move forward because, we're hard-headed seniors. We don't want to do the work, let's be very honest. But she kept us in line in the most respectful manner where we could joke with her, but we knew our boundaries and we knew that we had to get things done. I can never find anything negative to say. She got me going out to events, basketball events, and that's where I met my great friend, TJ Mitchell, because of her. And honestly, if it wasn't for her, I don't know where I would be right now. I don't think I would be here speaking in front of you. I don't think I would be meeting her for lunch and seeing her after school. And she is such a welcoming woman. You would never suspect such an accusation to be upon her. And I don't want to speak for others, but that's what I got to say for her and about her.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
And I also just want to mention that following last month's meeting, we did have 3 or 4 parents reach out to various board members and have some things that they wanted to talk about. And so I would thank those parents for reaching out, and I would thank the board members who scheduled meetings with those folks to have those conversations. It is very important for us to be open to hearing what folks have to say and engaging in those important dialogues. So thank you to everyone involved in that process. All right, that brings us to the end of our meeting. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you very much. We'll see you all next month.